Welcome to the Stitch Sessions. I'm Karen and I'm here to get you from a curious crafter to a serious crocheter. So let's get started. So anytime you are working on a crochet project, you obviously will need your selected yarn. I'm just using some leftover yarn here for today's tutorial. And this is considered a medium 4-weight yarn, which is a great yarn for any beginner to get started with. It's not too thick and it's not too thin. So medium 4 is what I would recommend. And just for these beginner tutorials, I'm going to be using a 6mm hook, which is also known as a J or a size 10. Again, I think this would be a perfect hook for a brand new beginner crocheter. And anytime you are working on a crochet project, make sure you have a handy pair of scissors and a yarn needle to weave in any ends. Now you can see that this eye here is very large, and that's what makes it different than a thread needle. So make sure not to make that mistake. So a yarn needle is much different than a thread needle. It's a little bit thicker and the end is not quite as sharp as a thread needle. All right, let's get started on learning the basics of our crochet craft. Now, before we get started, I think it's important to mention that there are a variety of different ways of creating your slip knot. And I feel that this way is going to be the very easiest way to create a slip knot if you are brand new to the craft of crochet. And of course, once you get more experienced, you may start developing your own way of creating a slip knot or something that you find more comfortable and more quick to do. But for now, I'm going to show you what I believe is the easiest way to start creating your slip knot so you can get crocheting right away. So anytime you work on a project, you're going to begin in one of two ways. You're either going to use a slip knot or a cinch circle. So let's start with a slip knot. So what you want to do is take your yarn and place it over the first two fingers here. Now I'm right-handed, so I'm going to place it on my left hand. If you happen to be left-handed, probably it's going to be more comfortable to do it in your other hand. So I would place it in your non-dominant hand and make sure that the short side is facing you. And all I want to do is from the long side, I just want to wrap it around those two fingers until the yarn crosses, just like that. And then I just use my thumb to secure it there. And so technically you have a little loop around your fingers. So all you're going to do is you're just going to take that loop off your fingers so that you can see the space inside. Okay. And at this point, this is where I'm going to take my hook, I'm going to insert it into that loop, and I'm going to go grab that long yarn there at the back. And once I've hooked it, I just pull it through, and then I pull those two ends, and your slip knot has been created. And then you always just take your long yarn and you just pull it a little bit and you snuggle it up to your hook, and you are ready to go. So that is a slip knot. Let's see that one more time. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to have the short end facing us, and we're going to wrap it around our non-dominant hand. So I like to kind of pinch mine in with my thumb here. I'm just going to wrap it around until it crosses, just like that. And then I'm going to secure it with my thumb and take out my finger. So if I just lay it down here, basically that's what it looks like. Okay, so when you are creating the knot, all you want to do, and I'm going to show you actually on the table what it looks like. I'm going to secure it down with my index finger, and I'm going to reach inside here, and I'm going to grab that long yarn and I'm going to pull it through. And at that point I can let go. So I've got something funny that looks like that. And I'm going to take these two ends and I'm just going to gently pull, and that's what creates your slip knot. Now, Once you get really experienced, you're most likely not going to do it on the table like this, but I like to show it this way just so you can see a nice clear visual. And then you would take your hook, insert it, and you always pull gently on the long tail, and that's what helps to bring up the loop snugly to your hook. Now, if you had inserted your hook and pulled on the short tail, see, nothing happens. So what you want to do is always make sure that you're pulling on the longer tail, nice and gently, just so it snuggles up to your hook. You don't want it to be super tight. You want to make sure that your hook can just gently slide back and forth. Now, another question sometimes I get asked is, which way should I hold my hook? What is the proper way to hold the hook? Now, I do have a video on this. There are two main ways of holding it, either in the knife position or the pencil position. I'll leave a link to that video in the description box down below, and I'll also leave a card right up there, which you can click on and find out a little bit more. So now that you've got your slip knot, you are ready to start stitching. Now, what I'd recommend is click on the next video where I show you how to crochet a chain stitch, which is pretty much how all crochet projects begin. Now, if you've already done that video and you're interested in how to begin a project in the round using a magic ring, then just check out the link in the description box to the tutorial, which shows you how to start with a cinch circle. So I hope you found this helpful, and I look forward to hearing how your experience was getting started on your slip knot. Now, if you found this tutorial helpful, please do share it with any of your friends that you think might find this handy. I'd also appreciate a thumbs up, and if you're new here, come on out, press that subscribe button, and come hang out with me every Wednesday morning when I upload a brand new crochet tutorial. And if you have any questions, please do leave them for me in the comment box down below, or email me directly at info@crochetcrafty.com. Happy crocheting and good luck. I'll see you in the next session. Bye-bye.